everybody, this is Felicia, and welcome to the series that I'm doing with Hannah, Megan, Christina, and Sarah, called For the Love of Homemade Kits. So this is the last of the layouts here, and I could not resist but to use this lovely, colorful paper that I got out of my uh, paper pad there, and that paper pad is by Die Cuts with a View, and I really love the colors and the texture on that paper pad. So I'm using one of my Fiskars border punches here, and I am punching out one of these older punches here, and it's the pin, looks like pinwheels or pinwheels of some kind. And I'm going to cut a little bit of an edge off of there. So I'm going to use it here on the layout. So this is, like I said, the fourth layout, and I'm going to try to get through through this layout here without any interruptions, of course. I'm going to do that. And so this one is based on a sketch that I looked at, and I was trying to remember the sketch. I had the sketch at one point, and then I couldn't find where I put it at, so I had to kind of go off of based off of memory. So this is kind of where I'm going with this. Is it's still going to end up pretty good, but it was pretty hard trying to remember how that sketch went. So more than likely, I'll probably find it later, but it's not my sketch. It's a sketch that I found, and I cannot remember who it was by, and it's just racking my brain like crazy. So I tried to find it even after I did this layout, but I couldn't find it. I don't know what I did with it. I don't know where it's at, but if I find it, I will definitely edit the video as far as in the descriptions under my YouTube descriptions and put who the sketch is by, because I don't like not remembering who I get the sketches from, because I always put who I get the sketches from or what inspired the layout or which sketch inspired the layout. So, but anyway, on to the layout. So I'm using lots of bits and pieces here, and for once I'm using pretty much everything that I put in the kit. Unlike the last time, the last layout and the layout before, sorry about that, but definitely will concentrate more on putting the kits together, and that way I won't have to be trying to find other things to supplement and put into the kit that I should have had in there in the first place. Anyway, so on to the photo. The photo is of my granddaughter, and this is when she was almost 2 years old, and she was a cutie, and she was very busy, and I just loved this little shirt on her too, little chunky arms hanging out and everything. She was something else. And I took them to the park, and they had a great time at the park. She was not afraid of the grass, unlike her brother. When he was a baby, he was afraid of the grass. He did not like the way it feels. Her, on the other hand, she put her hands in it and dug in it and pulled it up, and we had to clean her hands off though because she had dirt mixed in there. But she wasn't afraid of grass at all. So I don't know, but I know one of my kids was afraid of grass when they were younger, and my grandson was afraid of grass. They did not like the texture and the way it felt. Which I still think to this very day is pretty hilarious. Oh my gosh, I'm just terrible, Grandma, and I. I'm always laughing at the things that my children do or my grandchildren do. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I just find the humor in a lot of stuff sometimes. So I'm trying to figure out, sorry, couldn't even speak there, where I want that little square die cut to go, but I don't think it makes it on this page. And then I like the way those butterflies look, but I wanted just that little bit of the gold hanging out on the edge. I didn't want the whole butterfly hanging out on the layout this time. And I'm definitely not going to use that other butterfly. It was just too big, and I didn't like the way it looked. So there is the last heart that I'm putting down, and I'm going to put some chipboard phrase on there. And that is pretty much it for all the inspiration pieces. I mean, I've used all of the hearts, which I am really happy that I did. And it wasn't something that I was hoarding. It was just something that I was like, well, how am I going to use this on the layouts? And so I figured it out and it was able to use it. And then I put more of those little chipboard phrases down there. And they all say different things, and I don't have the layout in front of me right now, or else I would tell you what it says. Oh my gosh. And so I'm kind of remembering the sketch is kind of coming back to me as I'm doing this layout, but I still, I just couldn't, I was, like I said, I looked for it and looked for it and even tried to put it up here, but I just couldn't find it. I just couldn't find it. So, alrighty, so now that ampersand is going right there. It's going to get wedged in the middle there between the chipboard phrases and the heart. And then once I get it in there, it stays in there. So it doesn't come out. It actually helps the layout out a lot because it adds a nice little touch there. So now I'm going to do the title here, and it's little U because she was a little tiny little gal there at the time. Now she's getting taller, and one of these days I'll put the layout of, or I'll scrap the layout of when she had her tonsils out and her adenoids shrunken, cauterized, because she was gonna, boy, it's just amazing the things that you find out when children have issues, and it actually interferes with their growth pattern. And then if anybody ever tells me that sleep is is overrated, yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Oh, sleep is overrated. I don't think so. I really don't think so, because she had issues with her tonsils and her adenoids. She had sleep apnea, and oh my gosh, it was scary. And so, and she wasn't growing, and she wasn't growing as fast as she could have grown because she was definitely not getting a thorough and good night's sleep, because during the day she would always pass out and take a long nap because she wasn't getting a good night's rest throughout the night because of the breathing. You know, if anybody knows about sleep apnea, it stops, they stop breathing. And boy, I remember that, and it was pretty scary. So now that she had her tonsils out, and her adenoids shrunken, and boy, she has a growth spurt, and she is taller now, and she's 6 now, but she's getting taller. She's growing really well. Everything is functioning pretty well, so we're really happy about that. But she, in this photo right here, she was a little tiny little thing. But she was pretty fast though when it came time to catching her. And then I don't know what it is with babies and 2-year-olds. They love to run away from their parents, and they think it's hilariously funny. In the meantime, you're worried about if you're going to be able to catch them or not. So I'm using some Mr. Huey's Calico White to sprinkle some little white dots down there. And I was going to put some washi, but I decided to change my mind. I think I'm going to add some other kind of washi, which is some gold, and I'm tearing that in half because to me it looked like it needed a little something at the top there, and because the way the title was set up. And then I just took the other half and I'm going to put it along the side here of the layout there. And I'm going to put another piece there, a little short piece there, and I'm pretty much done. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all your support and your lovely comments. And be sure to check out Hannah, Megan, Sarah's, and Christina's channel to see what they come up with their last layout there. Thanks, guys, for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.